Moving on, let's talk briefly about the Defensive Player of the Year. This is always a fun bet because it's so sort of all over the place. We know the usual players. The favorite I'm going to give out is a personal sort of homer pick for me. It's TJ Watt at plus 700. The only story in which the Steelers are competing for a playoff spot this year is the one in which their quarterbacks between Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky are replacement level at the very least, and that defense carries them. If that Pittsburgh defense, that lauded Pittsburgh defense, is going to carry them, it's going to be on the back of TJ Watt, a guy who has established himself as maybe the preeminent pass rusher of this modern sort of generation, much like his older brother established himself as the preeminent defensive lineman for a period. I look at TJ Watt and I think this is a guy who got robbed last year. I think he likely should have won this award last year, and maybe we see a situation where he dominates statistically again, and even if he's not as good as he was last year, where the voters see this as rewarding him for sustained domination over a couple of years. I think there is a little bit of voter fatigue in terms of guys like Aaron Donald. I just wouldn't be shocked to see them give it to a guy like Watt, who they feel may have earned it last season. Two longer shot picks here are picks that I think reflect this overarching narrative of guys I want to throw money on. If I believe in a team that I want to double, triple down on them, and that team is the Chargers, right? If I believe that the Chargers are going to be maybe the Super Bowl team, if I think they're the team that could be right up there with the Bills in the AFC, dominating the AFC West, supplanting the Chiefs as that premier contender within the AFC West, then I'm going to take a few long shots on guys like Joey Bosa at plus 2,000 or 20 to 1, and Derwin James at 30 to 1 to win Defensive Player of the Year. These are two premier defensive talents in this league. We've seen Joey Bosa struggle to stay healthy and in many ways get past in terms of how he is regarded within the NFL and fandom, at least, by his younger brother Nick Bosa. Derwin James just got paid to be the highest paid safety in the NFL, and he deserves it. The way they deploy him, the way that Staley, the head coach of the Chargers, has used him in the past year is extremely impressive. And you got to also factor in that Staley was using, he's a defensive-minded head coach who was largely responsible for a lot of this shell too high coverage, or taking some of the Vic Fangio concepts and deploying them in a new and sort of unique way with the Rams 2 years ago. And he made the most use of Jalen Ramsey, the best use of Jalen Ramsey I've seen since I started watching football. I would not be surprised to see year two of this Staley system on defense to deploy both Bosa and Derwin James in ways that really maximize their gifts and put them in a position to, if this Chargers team is competing for the 1 seed or the 2 seed, have a shot at winning Defensive Player of the Year. So Joey Bosa, Derwin James, my long shots for Defensive Player of the Year.